I'm Daphne from Daps Makeup, here to go over some new items that have entered into my makeup collection. A lot of times, most of the time when I'm doing a video for you guys, it's about one specific brand, one specific new collection. But you know, it's been a minute since I made a video, and I had a couple of different items from a couple of different brands, and I just figured, you know what, let's just do it all in one video. So not only am I going to talk about the new Victoria Beckham eyeshadow Bordeaux, I'm also going to talk about Eldridge's new lipstick shade Bohemian Cherry and Dior's new Volumizing Mascara. Conveniently place them all in this beautiful packaging. Now, yes, this packaging is specifically Dior. I just thought I'd show you guys. If you haven't already seen my recent Dior unboxing shorts or Instagram reel, but I wanted to show you guys because it's not too late. If you buy from Dior's website, this is their new Mother Day packaging, which is so cute. You know, I only bought a mascara, which was a small item, so I got in this. If you buy a larger purchase, then I think you'll get an actual box with this packaging. But either way, it is so beautiful. So I did want to show you guys that. It's not too late, but this is, you know, probably the last week that you can make a purchase getting this type of packaging. So let's open her up and let's talk about the items that I got. Now, the main item that I want to talk about is not from Dior. It's actually from Victoria Beckham. Clearly, I'm loving her eyeshadow formula because here I am with a third video on an eyeshadow formula, her eyeshadow palettes, and they're called Eyewardrobe. This time it is in the shade called Bordeaux, so it's very red themed. I just bought the refill. As always, you can buy it in the case. I bought it my first palette I ever bought. I bought it with the case, but since then I've just been buying refills, just going forward. So we will definitely be talking about this baby. Yes, of course, we're going to be talking about Dior. I didn't get that packaging for nothing, and so the one item I bought was their new Volumizing Mascara. Just get into the packaging. Yes, I'll tell you what I think about the formula, but we have to just appreciate the packaging. Let me not lie. That's what drew me in. That was the reason I was like, I have to get it. And I mean, you can never go wrong with mascara. You go through mascara every 3 months. So it's a no-brainer. It's not a big deal for me to try any brand's mascara, especially when the packaging is as gorgeous as this is. I mean, it's raised. You can feel it. It's gorgeous. I have one more item that I want to talk about in particular. It's from Eldridge. And if you saw my previous video, this specific formula came out like the end of last year. And I specifically didn't buy it because I was waiting for her to release one shade. She released all these shades, but there was one shade that wasn't coming out, and I kept waiting, hoping that it was gonna come out. And it became quite evident that it wasn't going to be anytime soon. I eventually gave in and got the shade Medici, and I have a video on that shade, which I love. I actually ended up loving that shade. But the minute I heard that Bohemian Cherry had finally been released by Eldridge, I bought it that day, because I've been waiting months for this particular shade, and it's just gorgeous. And yes, it's what's on my lips now, so you'll get to see this in action, and I'll tell you what I think, but you already kind of know if you've watched my previous video what I think of the formula in general. Quick, just on a total side note, this is not the feature item, but if you watch my previous Dior unboxing video, just my previous Dior review video, I bought several items from their new summer collection, but I also made one purchase that wasn't new, not at all. It was just new to me. But if you were curious, I had bought another nail polish from them. This is in their staple standard collection, so this is not new. There's no rush to get it. But it was in this shade called Grace. In case anybody was curious what it looked like, I finally used it today. And so this is what the nail color shade looks like. And I can confirm, again, I am absolutely loving Dior's nail polish formula. Like, one coat and it's already gorgeous. I did add more than one coat to this, but honestly, I could get away with just one if I was really in a pinch, and it actually is fantastic. So I'm not saying you necessarily have to get this shade per se. I think this is just a pretty shade, especially Mother's Day, spring, you know, and it's just all year round. I think this is a nice, safe, beautiful color to take. But even if this isn't your color, just in general, the formula is actually really good. Now, before I give you my final thoughts on these 3 pictures, yes, I got a demo video for you. So I used all 3 of these products to create this makeup look. All right, so watch the demo video so you can see me see the application of these 3 products, and then I will tell you my final thoughts. All right, so I'm excited to use these 3 products with you on camera. The new Victoria Bordeaux eyeshadow palette, the new Dior Volumizing Mascara, and the newest shade of Lisa Eldridge Bohemian Cherry. So let's get started. Come out with the Bordeaux Satin Kajal liner to match with the Bordeaux eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna line my waterline with this liner. Wow, what a statement that liner makes. I was thinking about using the red matte eyeshadow on the lower lash line, but just smudging out the liner by itself, I think it did all the work on its own. Although I did not buy the new Bordeaux or the red mascara from Victoria Beckham, I am going to use one from Chanel to try to give it a similar effect, just to emphasize the liner on the lower lash line. So here we go. Off camera, I use Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeliner on my top lashes, and now it's time for the mascara. So using the new over volumizing mascara from Dior, the packaging fantastic, and this is what the wand looks like. So let's try this out together. Finished the mascara on this eye off camera just because inexplicably when I do mascara, like my hand ends up like covering my face. But here are my lashes on this eye versus nothing on this eye. So just so you can see what it looks like with lashes with the mascara versus nothing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. And finish off the rest of my face using this Dior blush and highlighter combo called Wild Door. Bronzer, I actually mixed both Victoria Beckham and Dior bronzers because why not? I feel like this whole makeup look has been predominantly a Victoria Beckham Dior look, between mascara, blush, eyeshadow, liner, even my complexion. There's a lot of Dior products that I use with the concealer and cream contour. So, but anyway, there's one last thing we have to do, and that is the lips. And so we're gonna veer away from Dior and Victoria Beckham and use Lisa Eldridge's new shade, not the formulation, but this shade Bohemian Cherry, which I've been waiting forever to use. Not my first time using it personally, but just on camera with you guys, but I waited months for this gorgeous shade. So let me put this on my lips and you can see it firsthand. This is the final look, the gorgeous deep berry lipstick shade, and this fiery sunset eye look. The mascara, you can see how it lifts, separates, and provides some volume to my lashes. And yeah, this is the final look. So let's get back together so I can really tell you my final thoughts on the 3 products that were featured today. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that demo video. So you got to see all 3 products in action. You know, I started with the eyes and ended with the lips. So with this review, I'm gonna go backwards and start with the lips and then work our way to the eye. So let's get into this lipstick shade. Oh. Look at that. Like I said, I already have a dedicated video talking about Lisa Eldridge and this lipstick, but once again, so this is the Rouge Experience Refillable Lipstick. Packaging on point. The formula is the same, right? So there's nothing new for me to say. It's just a new shade. But if you've never experienced this lipstick formula, it's their satin formula. It's comfortable, lightweight, glides. Very comfortable. So if her velvet matte lipstick is too drying for you, you're just someone who hates matte lipsticks, then here is your alternative. In terms of the shade, I think it was Lisa Eldridge. She said she felt like this shade kind of fell between her Velvet Decade and Midnight. So on Instagram, I did give you swatches of that along with one of her old, I think it's a discontinued lipstick, lustrous, lucent lipstick shades called Night Thoughts. But I have comparisons of all 4 of those shades. Yeah, I mean, Velvet Decade is much more brown toned, so that's a little bit different. I will say it has more of that berry tone that you see in Midnight, but it's not as deep. So it's a softer, more redder tone than Midnight. So I actually like this because I love Midnight, but you know, Midnight is very deep and rich, and so this kind of pulls it back in terms of shade. So it's just so pretty. And, you know, it's just a nice, comfortable formula. So if you love the formula and you're looking for this kind of shade, yes. Okay, next, gonna talk about the Dior mascara. It is the Dior Show Over Volume Extreme Volume Mascara. So it's all about volume. Like I said earlier, I bought it for the packaging. Just for the packaging alone, it brings me joy. In terms of formula, and I'll get a little bit closer so that you can see. All right, I like it. What's interesting to me is it's so emphasized volume, 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 and it does provide volume, but I think to be honest, it provides a lot of like separation and definition of my lashes. You know, kind of gives that fanned out butterfly effect. It does provide some volume. I don't know if I would say like, is this the most volumizing mascara I've ever had? I wouldn't say that. Okay, I'm not saying it doesn't provide volume, but the way it's emphasizing volume, 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 I think I've had more volumizing mascaras than this one. Actually, it's kind of giving me some of the vibes of the new Gucci mascara that also has this effect. I think this is like the new thing now, is not, instead of being super all about just volume, but also providing this whole fanned out butterfly effect to the lashes. I think I actually might like the Gucci better than this one. I don't hate it. I've been using it every day. I'm going to continue to use this up till it dries up. So I like it. But, you know, it's good, but like, oh my God, like, am I going to say this is my favorite mascara of all time? I don't know if I can quite say that. But it's nice. And like I said, just the packaging alone and hey, every 3 months I'm going to go through a mascara. So for me, it's never a loss to me trying different mascaras as far as I'm concerned. Okay. All right. So I'm saving for last what I feel is saving the best for last. Okay. It's this mascara, this eyeshadow palette. I mean, that was actually my main reason for doing the video, was really about this palette. I've been waiting to talk to you guys about this eyeshadow palette. Like I said, this is now my third palette from them. I got the Victoria palette, and I also got her blue eyeshadow palette as well, and I have videos on both of those. So clearly I like her formula. That's not even a question. Watch my previous videos and you can get a sense of that as well. Now, the main thing that I particularly love about Victoria Beckham's eyeshadows is her mattes. I like the shimmers. I actually don't have any issues with her shimmers. But what I think I'm truly most in love with is her mattes. That's what actually, these two mattes are the main reason I decided to buy this palette. But the shimmers work well. I have no complaints. The one thing I have to say, I gotta give kudos to Victoria Beckham and her mattes is, and you know, I've heard a few fair complected contact reviewers, you know, in general, I've been hearing favorable from everybody. But one issue might be for some of them is that, oh, these colors are very dark and things like that. And I totally get it. I respect it. But as someone with a deeper skin tone, I'm loving the depth. These shadows, these matte shadows are pigmented, but they still blend easily. You saw me, I just do, and it is blended. I'm in love. I'm in love with the formula. She did not disappoint with her matte formula. You know, if you saw my first one I ever did on the blue one, I did have issues with the blue shadows from her brand because they were a little bit patchy, but I forgave her because, you know, the pigmentation was great. Somebody asked me about the Victoria palette on Instagram, which I prefer. Because I will tell you what, it actually is really this palette that really probably got me to really want to get this one because I'm absolutely in love with this palette. I love the matte shadows in this palette. I actually did a look where I used both of these two together because I wanted to gather my thoughts. I'll show you a picture of what it looked like. Love the look. Because I've been really loving the looks that I've been even though it's so simple, I've been loving the looks that I've been coming out with this palette. And what I love that it actually worked well. I used all the browns from this and the browns from this, and it just worked well. Just because I tend to like cool tones, I probably give the nod to this one, but not because of the formula. Because the formula is, if you like the mattes in the Victoria palette, you will like the mattes in the Bordeaux palette. You know, so like you saw from my eye look, the one that I did today, I first went in with the red actually, and then I went with the brown, and that's a testament that this is very pigmented, but then I could still put the brown in the crease and it still brought depth. These blended well together. I'll show you, I did a look on Instagram where I really focused on the red. I had started actually with the brown in my transition, and then I put this red all over my lid, and then I went into my crease with it, and I'll show you a picture over here of what it looked like, and that was like beautiful with the focus being on that shade. But these two mattes work well, whether you can, especially if you're my complexion, you can get away with just the red, just the brown, do them together. It'll show up, it won't look ashy, and they work together, and they work alone fabulously. With that being said, let me not poo-poo on these shimmers, because the shimmers are beautiful. Now, this golden shade is a much more softer formula, even more satiny kind of a formula. So it's soft, but it still shows up. So she's cute. I love her. This one, it's not flaky, but you can see the texture of it. It gives more sparkle so there's no like, I didn't get any fallout or anything like that. But like, this is much smoother and softer, and this is more in your face and just fiery, both in color and in formula texture. You know, so this look I did, you know, I was really loving this fiery orange. I used it mainly, I snuck in a little bit of gold. Here's another look I did on Instagram where I wanted to feature more of the gold and less of the orange, because my first look was an orange shade. But yeah, I mean, you can do a simple look with just the brown and gold. You can do just these two. You could do all four. It works. It works. So if this is a color story you like, because, you know, obviously, you know, you gotta like warm tones. I tend to lean towards cool tones, but I still enjoyed this warm tone, you know, this color story, and I think this works both even in the summer and the fall. You know, you can't really go wrong with this color story. But yeah, if you love the color story, then get it, because the formula is fabulous, whether you get it as a refill or if you get it with the case. She's just coming through with packaging, but also backing up with formula. So I'm not gonna say like, it would take a lot for me to say like, oh, she's my favorite eyeshadow formula of all time, but in terms of new eyeshadow formulas for 2025, she's my favorite at the current moment. And I know she came out with an eyeshadow formula previously. I never tried her original, but I'm even getting a sense from people who had tried her original formula and now tried the newest that they prefer the newer one. I think that's what I'm hearing. That's a bird, and that's what the chirpings I've been hearing. So yes, if you haven't tried it, I would say get that. All right, so I approve the eyeshadow. Yes, formula is fabulous. This lipstick color, fabulous. Lisa Eldridge never does wrong. She never goes wrong when it comes to her lipstick formulas. And the mascara, she's cute. You know what I mean? So it's all a win here. All right, so that is it for today. Hope you found this video helpful, just to know what's in the new, at least in terms of my collection. But I'll be back again with whatever new comes into my collection. You know, if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing to my channel. But either way, I just hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye.